Absolutely. Well, on that, should we move on to SummerSlam?
Yes.
Well, should we start with overall impressions and then maybe talk about some of the matches?
Yeah, we can do that.
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was a lot like WrestleMania. I thought night 1 was demonstratively better than night 2. And if WWE is going to continue doing these PLEs, the big ones, as 2-night events, they need to figure out a way to even them out a lot better.
What do you mean? Expand on that.
Well, I mean, you had so many great matches night 1, and then night 2 kind of felt like a dud.
Yeah, I don't remember feeling that way myself. I think I thought the whole thing was so good that I didn't really feel like any of it was a dud. For me.
I thought like I loved night 2. I only really liked 2 matches.
Really?
Dominic and AJ.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Cena Rhodes. The other matches, I was like, I thought the 16 TLC match was overworked, overbooked. I thought there was some very dangerous spots that were flubbed up that could have caused severe injuries. And I was just like, why? I thought the triple threat match was good, the women's, but I thought it went too long. Then the women's tag was good, but again, it was one of those things that you had 3 title matches to start the show.
Yeah.
And that's just never. I would have started with TLC.
Yeah.
And then I probably would have done Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
Then I probably would have done the women's tag. Then I would have I would have had going into the main event, I would have had the women's triple threat, Dom and AJ, Cena Rhodes. That would have been how I wrapped up the show. I just think the pacing of night 2 was a detriment and it caused burnout.
I liked both nights a lot. The only thing, and I did pull up the listing. Actually, I've got it on Wikipedia here, so we can just kind of go through it too, and we don't have to spend a ton of time doing that. But some of these matches we might want to talk about. But the only thing that I remember really feeling was kind of dragging was the U.S. title match between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
They're both. The problem is This isn't knocking them. They're so limited in the ring.
Yeah. And Jacob is fun.
Jacob is fun, but to put them in a cage?
Yeah. I was kind of bored with it.
Yeah. I think if armchair booking, hindsight being 2020, I would have put Cena and Rhodes in the cage and had Solo and Jacob be the street fight.
Yeah, that would have made sense. Although I did really enjoy much more than I expected to. By the way, but we'll get there. The Rhodes versus Cena match that ended up being pretty good.
An amazing job.
They did
for 2 guys that don't do a lot of street fights.
Yeah, and one of them is 48 years old.
Yes. I did have a complaint. I think they milked the finishers way too much.
Yeah.
I think if you take a super AA from the top and then kick out and then you immediately hit a crossroads, you're just doing high spot after high spot after high spot, and it diminishes your finisher.
Yeah. Well, let's go through them. Shall we? We'll start with night one. So the opener was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed,
I
and
thought that was a great match.
I thought it was cool too. You know what I really liked was the spot they did where Jey Uso, he does the run it back on his theme music, and they actually did that during the match. And Roman kind of joined him in making that, because Roman kind of acts like he's, it's his character. He acts like he's sort of too cool for school with a lot of stuff, but he actually did the motion too to run it back, and they actually started playing Jey Uso's music during the match, and then Roman gets attacked, and I thought that was a great spot. Very entertaining.
I thought that match was really good, and it did a good job of building up Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I saw some complaints that the right team didn't win. I think that's false. I think the right team did win, especially with what happened to end the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Agreed. Then after that, we had Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defending the women's tag team championship against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I thought it was a good match. I liked it.
Passable. I think it was as good as it could have been.
I think Roxanne Perez is incredible.
Roxanne Perez is incredible. I think the problem is you have two teams that are still trying to find their footing as being cohesive units in the ring, and there were some bungled spots in that match, and it's not the fault of any of them. It's you don't know the pace your partner is working at.
Well, it almost doesn't matter, though, in a way, because the way I look at it is you've got two teams that are both, that can be part of the story, right? Because
I mean, there are
Roxanne is filling in for Liv, and Charlotte and Alexa aren't, are kind of trying to find their way as a team. So it kind of works into the story, I think.
I agree to a point, but there are times when you can tell they're doing it for story, and times where you're like, they missed the spot.
Yeah.
And that's a detriment. But again, I think all four women did an excellent job with the hand that they're served. And I really like this we're not friends, but we're friends thing that Charlotte and Alexa have going on. I have a newfound respect for Charlotte Flair.
Me too. And so does the audience. You can tell.
Yes.
It's interesting.
I think if
they found a way to make her likable.
Well, the Unreal series
that helped
has made her likable.
Yep. It humanizes her. Yep.
Yeah. And her attitude behind the scenes is really good. And you're like, wow, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
And I think in this team she has with Alexa, she's conceded some things to Alexa. And I think that's really good as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I do too. Let's see. From there, we had Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. And this match, I didn't think it was anything special. I think it was more interesting just because of all the intrigue and speculation regarding Karrion Kross and his contract. And of course,
they've been moved to the alumni page now.
Yeah.
So there you go. Look, it was what it was.
Yeah. Thing about Karrion Kross is he's nothing special in the ring, but damn, that guy, he's got star power, I think. And he's also too, I will just say this. If you've ever watched him in an interview, in a podcast interview or anything, he's enormously likable and just an interesting guy.
I don't think he becomes a star in WWE.
Maybe not, if he hasn't by now.
I think he could become a star in AEW or New Japan.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's in the cards in WWE because I don't think they know how to book him.
Apparently not. No, they haven't figured it out by now. And I think it's too bad. I think there's a missed opportunity there. I really do.
There is.
Then we had Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the women's championship match. Did you like it?
I like the fact that Jade Cargill was exposed. And look, there are just wrestling needs mid-carders as well. And Jade showed in that match that she's not a top-tier talent. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. And she might be better suited for U.S. champion, intercontinental champion tier.
So I'm going to disagree a bit. And I realize, boy, I'm really on an island by myself when I say this, because what you said, I would say is the opinion of the larger IWC. Like, everyone dumps on Jade Cargill. I think she's better than she gets credit for. I think that she needs to be directed toward maybe just doing more of the big power moves and not, just keeping it really simple. But I think she's more effective.
But when
she gets credit for. I really do.
When you're in that top tier and you work people like Tiffany Stratton, Bayley, Becky Lynch, technically sound wrestlers. You can't just do power moves. You have to be able to pull a hold. You have to be able to do some form of chain wrestling.
Yeah.
She can't. And the problem is Tiffany Stratton, as good as she is, still green. And you have to be careful with who you put her with. Is she a star? Yes. Is she top tier? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But she is still green, and you can't put her with limited people because you're going to get her hurt.
Yeah.
And that was my fear. And Jade came very close to hurting her on a couple of occasions. And look, I don't know how you solve the Jade Cargill problem. I think you write her off TV for a while and have her work down in NXT behind the scenes for like 3 to 4 months. I thought that's what they were doing when they wrote her off due to the injury, and then lo and behold, she really had an injury.
Yeah.
These were problems in AEW.
Yeah. I think she's better than she gets credit for. I'll just say that. I don't disagree with anything you said. I just think she's better than she gets credit for. That's all. Maybe not much better, but I think she's better than she gets credit for. Let's see. So the next match. Oh, yes. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul.
Next.
I thought this was very good.
No. This was, look, not all celebrities can be Lawrence Taylor and go out and do a great job. Jelly Roll can't work. Like, there is fundamental.
I thought he did fine.
You're too nice. There is fundamental things you have to do. And my personal dislike of the man aside.
Yeah. I don't know enough about him to have an opinion. I mean, obviously he's a big country star. I don't know enough about him to dislike him or like him necessarily.
As a diabetic, I dislike him.
Oh, that's right. I remember why now. I totally forgot about that. The Ozempic thing. I totally forgot about that.
Him and Post Malone.
Yeah.
You know what? They can both go to hell.
Okay. I totally forgot about that.
Look, I get you got to have these celebrity matches.
Yeah.
But man, Logan and Drew both tried so hard, and just
he took that big bump on that table. You got to respect that, dude. That bump he took,
and then he hammed it up for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When everyone knew he was going to go back to the ring.
Well, I know it was obvious, but so what? I mean, I don't know. He's a celebrity. I don't expect him to be good in the ring. I expect him to just try to survive.
When I hear the guy is working with The Undertaker and Shawn, I expect you to be able to work at least enough to get through a tag match with 3 wrestling machines.
I thought he did fine, but I'm not even thinking about his performance nearly as much as I'm just thinking about the match as a whole. And by the way, I think Logan Paul is one of the best heels we've seen in a long time. He is so good. And of course, Drew McIntyre is a great heel. Randy Orton, I think this is the best babyface run that he's been on these last couple of years. I thought they put on a good match, and I thought Jelly Roll was fine. At least they didn't have him go over, because that's a mistake they make when they bring in celebrities, and then the celebrities win, and then it's like,
Matt,
yes,
there's a comment I would like to address.
Okay.
That I received on my Facebook post on Jelly Roll from a friend of the show, Charles Richardson.
Oh, we love Charles. Yes.
Yes, I have no ill will towards Charles. He said, just to clarify, taking Ozempic isn't a magic drug. If you still eat like a pig and not make lifestyle changes, it won't work. So yes, granted the drug was a crutch, but still Jelly Puff still had to put in work to make that happen. Look, here's the thing.
There's a little more to this. Your anger at Jelly Roll. There's more to the story as far as the Ozempic. Charles might not know the full context.
No, he commented on the post where I put the full context.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Okay.
But there's no ill will. I want to really make that clear. Look, people like Post Malone and Jelly Roll and even common American folk took a drug from people that need it to live.
Mm-hmm.
I was told by 10 different pharmacies I could not get Trulicity, a drug I need as a type 2 diabetic.
Yeah.
And Charles is absolutely, unequivocally, 100% right. If I don't eat right, it doesn't matter what I put into my body. I'm going to feel it.
Yeah.
The problem is that the GLP-1s, like Ozempic and Trulicity and Mounjaro, a side effect of them is drastic and sudden weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And people are using that side effect to lose weight.
Yeah.
Doctors are to blame as well because they're prescribing it to patients to push them through for bariatric surgery.
Yeah.
So they lose the weight quicker. What do they learn from that? Nothing. Hold on, Matt.
Uh-oh. Rocky's at it again.
Get out of the kitchen.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. It's really...
And they end up with Ozempic face.
I was without Trulicity for 5 months due to the shortage. I was able to survive without it, but there are elderly people that can't survive without it.
Right.
Young children that can't survive without it. I have a family member who takes Mounjaro because of weight, but they have a glandular disorder. They have a very bad thyroid disorder.
Yeah.
So that's what GLP-1s are used for.
Okay.
Thyroid, glandular disorders and diabetics.
Yeah.
It's not used for you to lose weight.
Right.
And if you're someone using it, I'm sorry. For that reason alone, I do not like you.
Well, to clarify though, because if you're taking it away from, because there was a point, right, where there was a shortage, right? There was a shortage of Ozempic, and these celebrities bought up all the Ozempic, basically, right?
Ozempic, Trulicity, and Mounjaro, the three big ones, were all had shortages.
Okay. How do you feel about?
And the doctors are to blame as well because they prescribe it.
Now, how do you feel about the Queensryche song, Silent Trulicity?
Never been a Queensryche fan.
Queensryche.
Whatever. Never been a fan.
All right. Well, hopefully Charles will see or hear this, and he might be watching right
again,
now.
I love that Charles contributed.
Oh, absolutely,
and
yeah.
His comment is accurate. I mean, eventually, that weight loss aspect of the side effects wear off because your body gets into that therapeutic range where it's no longer a side effect. And if you eat like garbage, you're going to put the weight back on, and you're going to be in even worse shape than you were before.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, Charles is 1,000,000% correct.
Yeah.
In his assertion.
Okay.
So I'll give full credit to him. Yeah. And also Jelly Roll sold phony autographs on his website.
Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah, he sold autographed CDs that were auto-penned.
Oh,
and didn't make it right for his fans.
Yeah, that's shitty.
That is very Gene Simmons of him.
Oh my good! How dare you? How dare you, sir? Okay.
Well, we better move on. This show's gonna blow up and go off the rails.
Kiss is my favorite band for anyone who doesn't know.
Real quick.
All right, let's get to the main event. I mean, it's good when we argue about stuff, but we should argue about wrestling because it's tough bumps. Gunther defending against CM Punk. Now, obviously, we'll get to what happened after, but the match itself, I thought, was really good.
Match of the year. The best pro wrestling match of 2025. And I'm going to go even further on this. CM Punk is professional wrestling's MVP of 2025.
Yeah.
You look at anyone's top 5, top 10 matches, 3 or 4 of them have to be CM Punk matches.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but and this is one of those cases where, opinions will vary. You and I agree on this one, but you know who hated this match? Brian Alvarez. And of course, anyone who's a fan of wrestling podcasts is probably familiar with Brian Alvarez. This is what he said, and then someone else came and countered this. He said that he felt this match was atrocious. He actually used that word atrocious. And his big complaint was that CM Punk was blown up by the end of it. And for anyone who doesn't know, or actually partway through it, and for anyone who doesn't know, blown up just means it's another way of saying out of breath, out of gas, So that was his complaint. So he was complaining about CM Punk, and he thought the match was atrocious. He actually used that word. Now, someone who I know you don't like, but Stevie Richards said,
I don't know. You're throwing around that I dislike Stevie Richards. I don't dislike Stevie Richards.
I thought you disliked Stevie Richards.
No,
It's better for clicks if you say you dislike him.
His voice annoys me.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Like, I can't listen to a whole episode of his podcast.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it doesn't bother me, but Stevie Richards,
but to be fair, there are people out there who say my voice annoys them. So.
Oh, sure. Oh, Tom Gully told me I sound like Kermit the Frog, but fuck that guy. But so Stevie Richards. Let me still why is a 60-something-year-old man holding a grudge against me for something that isn't even a big deal? Anyway,
Matt, there's a 60-year-old crazed New Yorker that holds a grudge against you because you didn't help him attach a file to his email.
There's a 70-year-old, not to correct you. He's about 70. But anyway, So Stevie Richards said on his show, and he didn't mention Brian Alvarez by name, but I felt like he was responding to what Brian Alvarez said, because he said he really liked the match and he put over CM Punk. He thought both Gunther and CM Punk were good, but he said, and this is why I think he might have been responding to Alvarez. He said, I heard someone complaining that CM Punk was all blown up and out of gas. Well, of course he was. Why wouldn't you be? You're in there with Gunther. Why is it wrong to be tired during a match? It's a wrestling match. It's an athletic activity.
Outdoors.
Of course you're going
to get... In New York. In the summer.
Yeah, of course you're going to get tired. But that's a natural thing to happen to an athlete during any kind of sporting event. Athletes get tired, why is that wrong? And so he seemed to really take issue with that. So I think he was responding to Alvarez.
Look, Brian Alvarez, and we're guilty of this too. You're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Uncle Dave Meltzer is guilty of it. We're all expert swimmers, having never dived in the deep end of the pool.
Well, that's not true about Alvarez. Alvarez has been in the ring. To be fair, I disagree with him, but he has been in the ring.
Look, the physicality that those two put into that match, you're gonna get blown up.
Yeah.
And if CM Punk was so blown up and out of shape, he couldn't have lifted Gunther for 2 GTSs.
Right, good point. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gunther helped.
Right, of course.
But come on.
Yeah.
No, that match was the match of the year. And I think they told a beautiful story in the ring. I loved how Gunther was this, and this isn't a knock on Gunther. I told my cousin Austin this.
Mm-hmm.
I told my cousin Austin this, that because of how Gunther's booked, he's very limited as to what he can do in the ring. It's unfortunate, but it's the facts. And CM Punk pulled a 5-star match out of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, everything made perfect sense in that match. And I especially love the table spot.
Oh,
the table spot was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because Gunther is off TV now because he has a legitimate nose injury.
Yeah.
Kudos to Punk, Gunther, and the producer of that match. I think it was Abyss.
Oh, really?
That produced that match.
Okay.
Figuring out a way to do that because that was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Working that into the match. And the whole thing was just excellent. Excellent. And then we have the aftermath.
We all got worked.
Yep. Seth Rollins' music hits. He comes out, and they worked us too, even within that moment, because he comes out on the crutches. And so for a moment, it looked like he was just out there to remind Punk, hey, I've still got this briefcase. You got to be looking over your shoulder.
1 year.
Yep. And then he takes the brace off his knee and runs to the ring and cashes in and wins. So it was a big moment.
I liked how they did the cash in too. There was a little nuance that I thought was beautiful. CM Punk trying to take him out with the belt and didn't have the strength to do it.
Yeah.
And then Seth, before he handed over the briefcase, beating the bejesus out of Punk with it.
Yeah. Yep.
Both of them did an amazing job.
I think so too.
And it hurt me to see that happen.
Oh, me too, because we love CM Punk. Yeah.
I mean, because when you're a fan, you can't help but become emotionally invested.
Yeah, of course.
I have followed CM Punk since 2003, when his feud with Raven was going on in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
To me, this was a CM Punk moment up there with Money in the Bank in Chicago.
Yeah.
This was his moment. This superseded main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And you wanted that for him. And at the end, it made perfect sense to do what they did.
Right. The only misgiving I had about it was I do kind of wonder, although I trust where they're going with it, because again, as you know, I've said many times, I think in terms of long-term storytelling, I think wrestling's better than it's ever been. And I think Triple H does an amazing job. But I just kind of wonder, was there maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity in terms of long-term storytelling with, they could have had Seth hold off. They could have had him come out and just kind of remind CM Punk. And then, over however long a period of time, the story becomes, CM Punk is constantly having to look over his shoulder because his arch nemesis has that briefcase and he just doesn't know.
They could have played it out.
Yeah.
But there's a key line Seth has continuously said in interviews and promos and everything else.
Yeah.
CM Punk cannot be world champion under my watch.
Mm.
And that line echoed when he did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that I don't have that misgiving because it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Based on the character of both of them.
No, it did make sense. Yeah. That was my only thing that I was thought, I don't know, but no, I thought it was all very, very well done. All right, shall we move on to night 2?
Of course.
So night 2, which you did not like as much. So the opening match was Naomi defending the women's world title against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I expected this to be really good, and I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
I think the match was decent. I noticed Io Sky was off that night.
You think so?
And she flubbed a few things. And talk about a bad night to be off. And it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
She's incredible, I think.
No matter, absolutely.
Incredible. Yeah.
No matter what profession you're in, you're going to have a bad shift.
Yeah, yeah.
And hers just happened at SummerSlam. She slipped on the ropes a couple times.
I do remember her slipping, yeah.
She botched a slam on, I think it was Rhea. She just dropped her. And again, tough spot.
Yeah.
But I love the finish. I love how they're booking Naomi.
I love Naomi as a heel.
This quintessential cowardly heel.
Yeah.
I think there is a degree of Rhea sickness that's going on within the people. I think they need to pull her back a little bit, get her out of the main event picture.
I think that's kind of what they've done by leaving the title on Io.
But then you can't constantly have her in the main event.
I agree. I agree. You don't want her to be overexposed.
Yeah, you got to find a way. You got to find the mean, and it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a degree of it happening, or starting to happen. She's still over like Rover. I think you could, she could challenge Becky for the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways they could go.
Yeah.
But I think she needs to step back from the main event picture.
I think that makes sense. Let's see. Next match was the TLC, the Wyatt Six defending Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy defending against the Street Profits, DIY, the Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, and Andrade and Ray Phoenix.
There was a lot of cool spots.
Yeah, like there always are. Yeah.
I thought the Candice LeRae spot was amazing.
I did too. I like that. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
There were some spots that I was like, goodness gracious. There was a suplex where one of the Street Profits threw, I think it was Gacy, in an overhead suplex, and he was meant to go through the ladder, but they overshot and his head cracked the side of the ladder.
Yeah.
There was a spot where they did a tornado DDT and they missed the table and only hit the edge of it.
Yeah.
Those things happen when you have 12 people in a match like this.
Yeah. I'm always relieved when we get to the end of it and no one's dead.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I thought it was overworked. I get the Wyatt Six winning.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to see the Street Profits get the win. That's just personal preference, but yeah, I'm not a fan of more than 3 teams in a tag TLC. I think you're just asking for a problem.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And they dodged a very huge bullet on a few different occasions there.
Yeah, I agree. Next one, we already kind of talked about this one, the U.S. title match in the cage, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. I mean,
drizzling shits.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think Jacob Fatu. I'm a big fan of Jacob Fatu. Actually, I think he's.
I'm a big fan of both of them.
Yeah.
But I think again, you're enclosing their shortcomings.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
If you can't work a standard match, I mean, and they can, but if you're limited, two guys that are limited because of how they're booked.
Yeah.
And then you enclose them in a cage. You're keeping them within the confines of the ring.
Yeah.
It makes sense to do a cage match, but you could have done a Hell in a Cell match. You could have done a street fight. You could have done Falls Count Anywhere, just so they had more to work with.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
It just really didn't help either one of them. Although Jacob Fatu's moonsault after the match from the top of the cage was amazing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. For me, it was just, it was just kind of meh.
And I noticed he almost climbed up to the wrong corner.
Oh, really?
To do the moonsault. He took a few steps towards one side. The platform wasn't on that side.
Oh.
So he had to pivot and go to.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
So then we have the penultimate match. Dominic Mysterio defending the Intercontinental title against AJ Styles.
Intercontinental champion ever.
I know I'm not saying anything that everyone else doesn't already say, but I gotta say it too. I love everything about Dominic Mysterio, and he's a heel, but he's like the most lovable heel ever. Everything about Dominic Mysterio is awesome. I can't think of
even when he calls
anything.
Rey Mysterio his deadbeat dad.
Everything about the guy is amazing.
Just amazing. And if you watched the post show, his interviews talking about his 20 years in the business.
I know. Oh, it's so good. Everything about him is good. He's like the polar opposite of Goldberg, right? Because Dominic Mysterio understands everything about wrestling. You know what I mean?
Every little thing he does in the ring makes sense.
Yes.
And you can't teach that. Every nuance, like even doing the boot thing. Mm-hmm. And then in the interview, talking crap to AJ during the interview. Backstage, he's like, nice boot mark on your face.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, everything about Dominic Mysterio is incredible. And props to AJ Styles. Dude's closing in on 50, and he can still go out there and put on great matches. He's incredible.
I hate saying it. I would love to see AJ get a run with the Intercontinental title.
Oh, sure. I
think it would be great.
I do too.
A lot of people are like, well, why do you take it from Dom? And I think you're giving, in a way, you're giving AJ credit for what he's contributed to the business.
Yeah.
Because AJ Styles, as great as he is, he could have been so much better had he left TNA before he did.
Oh, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
13 years of his career in TNA. Jesus.
Yeah. Like I remember seeing him. The great thing about AJ Styles is the same thing I've said about CM Punk. Whether it's in Madison Square Garden in New York City or a Masonic Temple in Davenport, Iowa, where I saw him wrestle CM Punk, you're going to get the best AJ Styles you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw him work a match with Michael Shane in Hammond, Indiana for IWA Mid-South. And it was a better match than Michael Shane deserved.
Mm.
Yeah, AJ is amazing. Really
Absolutely.
is the phenomenal one.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
Yep. Totally. And then we've got the big match, the main event. John Cena defending against Cody Rhodes. I thought talk about exceeding expectations. I thought this was excellent.
I love John Cena's entrance.
Yes, that was cool.
They did the black screen, and you're like, he really got us again. Yeah. And then he came out to the bright colors and
really
time to go to work. And you're like, okay. And I loved Cody's entrance with the spliced together speech from Dusty.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was very cool.
Yeah. And I think it was a great setup for the match we were going to get. Mm-hmm. John Cena, the valiant champion, versus Cody, the upstart second generation wrestler, looking to take the torch. And my favorite spot of the match is when they under the stage.
Me too. Yeah.
And the elevator rises up and John Cena has Cody on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. And Cena now I wasn't as surprised at how well Cena did, because it was a long match too. It wasn't a quick match. I wasn't as surprised as some people were, because a lot of people have been critical. Not only were some people critical of Cena's heel run, but also saying, he really can't do it in the ring anymore. I thought Cena's match against Randy Orton was very good. I thought his match against CM Punk was good, but I thought this was excellent.
This was his best match of his title run.
Yeah. Oh, by far.
And
by far.
If you want to show aspiring pro wrestlers how you can flip perception of a match, but two matches, same wrestlers, flip perception. Show them the WrestleMania 41 match between these two and this one. Yep. This one is up there in my match of the year.
Yeah, it was really
rankings.
Really good.
I thought it was very good. Yep. My misgivings on it, knocked it down, because I think they really overworked their finishers.
Yeah.
And I hate when guys do that, because your finish is your finish. You gotta protect your finish.
Right. And
that's a bit of my old schoolness coming out.
Yeah.
But I think that's a minor misgiving.
Oh yeah.
I think they did an excellent job. And and I love the fact that Cody allowed John Cena to have his moment in the ring, and
that was cool too. That was cool too.
And then it happened.
And then I thought I was having deja vu, because in 2012, I think it was the Raw after WrestleMania in Brooklyn, New York. I even went and found the clip on YouTube. John Cena's in the ring, and all of a sudden you hear and Brock Lesnar comes out.
Want to know the difference?
Well, aside from 13 years, what else?
People actually wanted Brock Lesnar then.
That crowd.
No one. That crowd was shocked.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a good pop. It was monumental, but that was all shock and awe.
Yeah.
My cousin Austin said something so prophetic and just so nuanced, so short and nuanced, but true. Who wants to see Brock Lesnar on their TV in 2025?
I think a lot of people probably do. I don't. I'm good with it.
I don't. You are still implicated in a sexual trafficking lawsuit. And look, I've given you my theory as to Brock's involvement on your show, Matt Connerton Unleashed.
Yeah.
I think he just got wrapped up in high school locker room banter with Vince McMahon.
Yeah, because that was never fulfilled, right?
No, it was not.
Vince trying to pass Janelle Grant on to Brock.
I think I'm trying to remember, and I could remember incorrectly, and I apologize if I do. I think Brock canceled.
Right. Brock didn't go through with hooking up with Janelle Grant. Now that he was
Right.
even considering it is, I mean, he's a married guy for one thing. For
I
another
mean,
thing,
look, I mean, he is married to a cheater. A girl who cheated on one of the nicest guys in the business.
yeah.
And you know, I mean, let's not pull the morality of marriage card in this marriage here. Yeah. Oh dear God.
Whoops. I muted my mic. It is worth though. I mean, you know, the details do matter. Brock is not in the he's mentioned in the lawsuit, but he's not accused of actually doing anything.
Right. And
that is an important detail.
And I think in a way, pardon the no pun intended here, given Vince McMahon's proclivities, you're shitting on all your women talent by bringing him back. If we're going to sit here and we're going to, rightfully so, take down Joey Ryan, take down Marty Scurll, why are we propping Brock Lesnar up? And let's be fair, Brock is accused of other things from other female talents.
Refresh my memory, because I can't recall what he's accused of specifically.
Flashing Terry Runnels.
That sounds kind of familiar, but I don't think I know
she
that.
talked about it in the Plane Ride from Hell episode of The Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, okay.
Dawn Marie accused him of unwanted advances.
Okay.
You know, people still rail on Dave Bautista for his issues with Melina.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's Randy Orton still gets shit for his issues that he had. I think it was with Stacy Keibler. Of that nature.
Yeah.
My problem with that is, if you're going to judge all of these men, why aren't you judging this man?
Right.
What is the difference? And there are people on Twitter that sit here and I have seen them, members of the pro wrestling community, that attack our president, Donald Trump, for allegedly, and we got to use allegedly because we don't know, allegedly being on the Epstein list.
Right.
And yet they're celebrating Brock Lesnar returning. It oozes hypocrisy. To me. Mm-hmm. And if I'm wrong, please, by all means, come to me, message me, do whatever.
Right.
But you're a hypocrite because just say you don't like this person, so it's okay for you to attack them. I don't think there's any reason for Brock Lesnar to be back.
Right.
I think it doesn't do business any good. I don't think it helps John Cena's retirement run. I think there is far better, more deserving talents John Cena can work with.
I absolutely agree there. Yeah. There's younger talent he could give the rub to.
Logan Paul, for one.
Yep.
Would be amazing. If he wasn't injured, Gunther.
Yeah. Well, then I was surprised to learn Brock's been under contract this whole time. And he's been getting paid by WWE this whole time.
I would gander, and this is just speculation, that Brock does not have a downside guarantee. For those of you that don't know, what a downside guarantee is what a wrestler, if you are injured or you are suspended with pay, you are guaranteed X amount of dollars. the lowest amount of money you can make.
Yeah.
That's your downside guarantee.
Yeah.
Brock not having one, you're like, oh, well, he doesn't get paid. No, it's the opposite. He gets paid his full contract.
Right.
It was probably cheaper to just let him ride out the contract than to release him.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you release him, you run a very major risk of AEW signing him.
See, I didn't even think about that, but you're right. Yeah.
Does AEW have the money? Unknown. Would Tony Khan do it given the controversy?
He may not.
Probably not. But think about this. Warner Brother Discovery just upped AEW's media rights deal. There could be a lot of pressure from them if Brock Lesnar became available.
Mm-hmm.
And to pull the trigger on this.
Yeah.
And, you know, TV pressure, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why they kept him under contract. Doesn't mean they have to use him and bring him back.
Right.
I fully agree with my cousin Austin. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar on TV in 2025.
Yeah.
I do not care. It makes no sense to me. He's better off hunting in his wooded acreage in Canada, being there for his daughter, who's a phenomenal athlete at Colorado State University.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. Did we miss anything? When was the for SummerSlam? When was the I feel like we missed something. Did we miss something when we were talking about the matches?
I think we covered all of them.
What about Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria? That was at SummerSlam, right?
No, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. But we didn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we didn't talk about that for some reason. Was it?
Well, because we didn't. I didn't like the match.
How did I miss that? Somehow I missed that. I apologize. Now I'm going back through the list, making sure I didn't miss anything else here. How did I miss that? I did like the match.
No, it's the dumbest fucking stipulation in pro wrestling.
What? That if she loses, she can't challenge for the title again?
Dumbest stipulation. Because if she loses, you're writing her out of the title picture and you're setting it up for everyone to assume she's going to win.
I agree with you.
It is a stupid stipulation. It doesn't matter the people you have doing the match.
I agree with you, but I thought the match itself was really good.
I did not. I was not a fan of the match.
So
I expected better. I did like the Bayley run-in.
Yeah, and I like that too.
And Bayley costing Lyra, because now you can have those two feud without the belt. Or you could do something very cool.
What?
I'm going to play armchair Booker here.
Yeah.
You have Bayley face Becky.
Right.
For the Intercontinental title. You have Lyra cost Becky the match.
Yeah.
And
makes sense.
Bayley wins the Intercontinental title. Lyra says, I did it so I can get my belt back.
Right. I like that.
And then you can have those three feud over this.
Yeah.
You can draw this out a bit longer.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it makes perfect sense. But I thought the match itself was really good. And this is something where, I was talking about Stevie Richards earlier, whom we've established you hate his voice.
Yes.
This is something where I agreed with him earlier on the Gunther CM Punk thing when he was disagreeing with Brian Alvarez, but I was surprised. So Stevie Richards was talking about this match, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, and he was shitting all over it. And I was really shocked at how hard he went. He apparently thinks Becky is terrible, and he thinks Lyra Valkyria is not ready for the main roster. And I'm like, I thought the match was really good. I think Lyra Valkyria is incredible. And I've always thought Becky was really good. But Stevie Richards was really down on both of them, and I was stunned.
I am not a Lyra fan.
No, really? Now that surprises me. I think she's
not
excellent. Really?
I am not a fan of hers.
Okay.
I can't put a finger on it. I don't know what it is, but every time I hear her music, and I'm just like, oh God.
No kidding. Huh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I like her. The only thing I didn't like in that match was I didn't like the thing with the chair.
Yeah.
When Lyra had that chair wrapped around her, and that's so, I mean, obviously they know what they're doing and they practice this stuff, and a lot of what they do is very dangerous, but that was like, there's a lot that could go wrong here. Like I was scared.
That spot is so overused, and it's going to lead to someone getting very, very injured. It's like the spot where someone's face is on the seat of the chair and you hit the seat of the chair with a very hard, blunt object. Yeah. Something's going to happen where someone misses. Oh, wait, it did happen. Oh, Sami Callihan.
That's right. It did happen. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, it was Sami Shit Show Callihan.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the one thing in the match that made me uncomfortable. I don't like to be uncomfortable when it's one thing to see these incredible spots where you go, holy shit, but I don't like that feeling of, oh, this is too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but I thought overall I thought the match was really good. I liked it. So I liked night 2 a lot more than you did.
I thought night 2 was kind of a blah. It was not blah, meh. I really like night 1. I really like the stories they could tell with Seth as champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really think they've set up Clash at Paris beautifully to have a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Seth does not lose that match. I hope that they draw this out till Mania.
Yeah.
Have Punk beat Seth at Mania. And you have Roman Cody night 2.
I like that.
I've heard people say Roman Seth and Punk and Cody. My thing is, how do we get there?
Mm-hmm.
Because we sit here and we're like, oh, Eric, that's 8 months away. 8 months in storytelling isn't that long.
No, it's not.
How do we get Punk from focusing on his mortal enemy, Seth Rollins, who took away his moment, to switching to Cody Rhodes?
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, the no rematch clause would actually work in a story with Seth and Punk. You could do it so beautifully too. You could do it where Seth and Punk have this epic match at Survivor Series, and it's Punk's last chance, but Punk loses. Controversially, I might add.
Yeah.
And then you set it up where Punk has to find a way to get into the Royal Rumble. He gets in, but he has to enter number 1.
Yeah.
And he wins from the number 1 spot. And yeah. And then from Royal Rumble on, every curveball is thrown his way. Yeah. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker jump him constantly. Seth is... No way can Seth lose this match. And CM Punk in Vegas, conquering hero, gets his solo match main event and finally beats his arch nemesis.
I like it. But yeah, there's a lot of ways they can go. Well, all right. Well, that's it for so I guess that's it for SummerSlam, unless you had any other thoughts on it.
No, I think it was a decent show. I think
Yeah.
they really need to find a way to balance out these PLEs if they're
Yeah.
going to do them 2 nights.
Sure, sure.